All right, guys. So I'm doing this on my phone. Don't judge me because I tried to fool around with this Adler stuff for the last 30 minutes, maybe longer, to get this video up for you guys. You have it the first day of class before I head out of here. So again, sorry that I'm not there or here, whatever, in the future for the first day of class. But you know, plane tickets cost money, and it was cheaper to come after the third. So here we are. But I look forward to seeing you guys when I get back. So what I'm going to do today is go over the syllabus with you guys via video. This way, when I come back next week, all we have to do is, like, you guys can ask questions about assignments or whatever, and we don't have to spend time going over every single like thing because we have like stuff to do. I'll get introductions and stuff. We'll do that stuff next time, and I'll do the orientation slide around like what I have expected of you guys and all that. But I'm just going to use this time to go ahead and go over the syllabus, so you guys at least have that for the first day. I want to thank Katie for go ahead and running class for me today. Hopefully you read for today, because today probably or tomorrow I'm going to send you guys the readings. So you should have read them by the time I get there. So yeah, or by today I should say, which should be the 3rd. Yes, so Happy New Year. I forgot about that part because it's not the New Year yet for me, because it's clearly not the New Year. But Happy New Year. So again, I'm going to go over the syllabus so you guys can have done that. So for those who don't know me, I'm Dr. Berry. Probably should have started there, huh? I'm Dr. Berry. This is Research Methods 1. So you should have taken and passed statistics before coming to this class. If you took statistics but you did not pass, or you did not take it at all, you need to go talk to the registrar and your advisor, because you technically shouldn't be in this class. Sometimes grades post late, or sometimes incomplete, and they take the next class when they really aren't supposed to. Don't let that be you, because you hate for them to figure it out in the middle of the semester, because they will make you withdraw. So if you got an I or a B- or lower, or you did not take stats, then you actually should not be in this class. So if that is you, you don't have to raise your hand or nothing. Just after class, go to the registrar and drop the class. Because if they find it in the middle of the semester, they will withdraw you from the class, and then it'd have been a waste of your time and potentially your money. I'm not sure if they refund it or not, but you know how you don't want to find out and have it not be in your favor. So, yeah, Research Methods 1. This course basically goes over different research designs and methodology. So it's not really a math course per se, where we do a lot of calculation. It's more about the theory behind different research methodologies. So like learning how to do research, how to develop a research question, how to design a research project, and then the different methodologies that a lot of students use for dissertation is what we'll go over this semester. There is some calculation. When I say calculation, you have to run data, but that's later in the semester, in the second half, once we start using the actual methodology. So you can get some practice looking at what it looks like and understanding it and interpreting some of the stuff. So there's the math portion, if you will, for it. Otherwise, there's no math portion. So let's see. I'm going between the computer and you. So if I look away, that's what I'm doing. Let's see. So I'm actually on the first page still. If you're following along with me, which you should be. So there are no required texts for this class because I'm using multiple sources places of information for you to for readings for this class. So I didn't buy. There's no one book. There is a lot of reading for this course, and the reason is because there's the only way to there's the only way to learn it. You have to read. So I know you guys are gonna look at the reading list and be like, "Oh, Dr. Berry, you tried it." I did, but it's necessary. So actually, no, I did not try it. My hair is a whole travesty. Anyway, don't be talking about me, Eddie, because I feel like you're the one who talk about my hair. Anyway, yeah, so don't laugh. He's laughing right now. It's fine. So yeah, we need to do all the readings for class because if you do not read for this class, you will fall behind. The readings are basically readings on methodology, and then there are readings like articles, especially when we get to the second half, that are examples of the thing that we talked about. So the day that we're talking about factor analysis, there are articles on like what factor analysis is, but then there are other articles that are assigned that are studies that use factor analysis. So you can see how it's used in actual studies. So don't skip things, because if you skip it, just don't skip it. I mean, it's going to make it very difficult for you if you skip the readings. So yeah. So there are no textbooks. There are required readings. It's in the course outline. At the end of the course outline, after the calendar, is where you'll find all of the citations for the readings for class. All of the book chapters will get posted. All of the articles you have to go find. Hence, research methods. Part of research methods is learning how to look for articles and find them and for your use. All right, so delivery method on campus, attendance, come to class. Missing this class is not in your best interest. So unless you're dying or you're like really contagious, just come grind it out, because I hate for you to miss the information and the discussion in class. Even just having the slides and things really sometimes isn't enough, or missing in-class practice. I hate for you to miss that stuff. So, but I mean, if you can't come, don't come. But don't plan to miss this class. So if your friend's 30th birthday is coming and it's on Wednesday, they want you to go to Spain, you have to go on Thursday because you really don't want to miss class if you can help it. Let's see. Grading scale, don't get lower than a B minus. Don't get lower than a B because you have to take the class over again. So you don't get credit for participating in class, but you can lose points for not participating. So for me, not participating basically means in my class texting, G-chatting, being disruptive by talking to your friends, web surfing, all that, because it can be distracting. Like I can hear all that and it drives me nuts. So please, please, please don't do that. But it won't be a surprise. You can lose up to 5% of your grade. And for me, I don't have time for that kind of calculation. You're just going to lose a whole 5%. But it wouldn't be a surprise. So if you are doing something in class that's distracting, I will let you know that you're being distracting. I'll pull you aside or call you into my office and say, hey, you're doing these things that are distracting, and if you don't stop, then I'm going to take the points away. But you're going to get opportunity to correct the behavior before I take the 5 points. It's not going to be end of the semester and you're like, what happened? I'm like, oh, remember that day you was texting? Oh, you don't? That's cool. Because I do. And I took away 5 points. No, it's not like that. So you'll know, but try not to have it. I don't like to have that conversation. I've had it before. It's really uncomfortable. So please don't. Let's see. There's 2 course evaluations, midterm and final. This is the first time I'm teaching this class here at Adler, so and on the doctoral level. So we're going to be doing a lot of, I don't say a lot of, but I anticipate that there's going to be things that are flexed and bent and moved around. Be patient. I won't do anything that makes it hard for you guys, but just know that things might get changed around. I might move a reading, change a reading, whatever. If I do these things, it'll be in plenty of time for you to do what you need to do, but know that those things are possible, and I need you to be flexible. Okay. Assignments. I'm on assignments now. I don't know what that should be page. I don't know what page it is for you because I haven't printed it. I'm not there. Anyway, so assignments. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 4 assignments and then a midterm and a final. So the first assignment, which is what you'll be doing today at the end of class, or the last thing in class, is a web plagiarism assignment. So in Appendix A, you'll see all the directions for it. You'll go through, read some stuff, take some online quizzes, and then turn your certificate at the end of class to Katie to show that you went through all the little web plagiarism tutorials. Right? It's easy, 30 points. It's due at the end of class, so don't leave. Now, if you want to go sit in a corner somewhere and do it, and cool, but you have to bring it back to Katie before class is over, or at 4 o'clock. So don't come up missing. And then email it to me. No, you need to give it to her. So, all right. So The first assignment that you will have to turn in is a research proposal question and outline. And this assignment is worth 100 points. The purpose of this assignment is to prepare you for your research proposal that's due at the end of the semester. And the goal is to work incrementally towards that assignment, because you guys have never written one before, to my knowledge anyway. Or maybe wrote one for stats, I don't know. But the point is to work incrementally towards this. So it's an assignment that helps you do that. That said, it's an assignment that you need to start like now because of what it requires. So 3 things. You have to develop your research question or questions, and that you have more than one, that's quantitative in nature. Develop an outline for your introduction and your literature review, and then read and critique 10 articles and submit the 10 article critiques in addition to your outline with your research question. So it's a lot of writing, so don't put it off. So first, you'll develop a research question that has an independent/predictor variable and a dependent/outcome variable or variables. You can have more than one. The variables need to be operationally defined and measurable. You don't have to say like what you're using to measure it at this stage. Like you don't have to come up with the measures, like say that you're going to use the cobras or some sort of inventory. You don't have to talk about what you're going to use to measure, but your variables need to be measurable, which we'll talk more about when next week we get into like defining a variable and all that jazz. But you need to have an independent predictor variable and a dependent outcome variable for your study. That needs to be clearly outlined and operationally defined, which you have to put your operational definition in your outline. Then you have to create an outline of your introduction and literature review sections. So that means that like in each section, you will create subsections or subheadings for what should go in that section, which we'll talk about again some more when we start talking about like what goes in literature review in an introduction. So you might have your literature review, and let's say you were doing it on GPA, undergraduate GPA, and grad school achievement, right? So in your the light just went out, Lord, because I'm not moving. Praise God. Hold on. Hey, come back, lights. All right. I'm back. This is an adventure. What was I saying? Oh, so basically under the section of lit review, your subheadings would be undergraduate achievement. That's the heading. The next heading, what's the next heading after that? Graduate achievement. What's the next one after that? Race and ethnicity, whatever. So basically, you'll be outlining your introduction and literature review sections, ultimately, which we'll talk more about. And then you'll read and critique 10 articles related to your research question. So you will not include articles that you read that are not germane to your topic, which means that you may end up reading more than 10 articles. Only critique articles that will help you fill in the outline for the intro and literature review that you noted before that. And so it'll help you write your proposal at the end of the semester. Each critique, not all together, each critique should be no longer than 2 double-spaced pages. So there's an appendix to help you, know what should go in your critiques, but you will write 10 article critiques. 10. So you should start reading like today. I'm thinking about your research question today and what you want to research today, because you have 10 article critiques to submit in a couple weeks, not like maybe 6 weeks. So please start. Will I be grading all 10? No, because I'm not reading 10 of them, but I will pick 2 of them, and you don't know what 2 I'm going to pick. So you should write them all properly, because you don't know which one I'm going to pick. I don't even know which one I'm going to pick until it's time. So, and I'll let y'all know which ones I'm going to pick after I collect them from y'all. I'm going to say I'm reading the 2nd and 5th ones of everybody's, and in the order in which you present them, whatever. So don't try to find a shortcut or a back door and figure out my algorithm, because there is none. So just do your best on every single one. And so we'll talk about the appendices when we get there. Homework. You'll have 3 homework assignments where you have to answer questions and do exercises. If there's data to be interpreted or used to complete an exercise, the data will be provided for you. So don't worry about that. When that time comes, we'll deal with that. Your research presentation. So the goal of this assignment is to present your research question and receive feedback from your peers on your questions and research design. So you'll present for a total of 15 minutes, 7 to 10 for the presentation and 5 for the feedback. The presentation should include a brief review of your literature, research questions, procedures, including the measures to be used, and an analysis plan. So we get to Appendix C, we'll talk about that. Research proposal. So this is due at the end of the semester, 100 points. You will work individually and collaboratively to develop a research question, review the literature, and develop a plan for examining the question. So it'll include chapters 1, 2, and 3, which would be in a proposal for like your dissertation. Intro, lit review, and method section. Your method section will include a summary of your plan for analysis. So it's not just, oh, I'm going to do an ANOVA. You have to talk about why you're using an ANOVA, what ANOVA is, all that, because this is a research methods course, so I need to know that you have understanding of the methodology. Now, if you choose to use a methodology that we didn't cover in class, which is fine, you're still going to have to discuss why you chose it. And if you choose a question that has a methodology that we don't cover in class, just talk to me about it, and then I'll help you figure out, like readings, like if for some reason you decide you want to do structural equation modeling, that's fine. Or you choose a question that requires that, that's fine. I can help you with readings and things like that to help you figure out like how to use it, at least enough for the proposal. Because remember, you're not calculating anything for the proposal. You'll have at least 10 peer-reviewed articles. You will also use other sources as well, but you have at least 10. Note, if you only read 10 articles, you will not be able to complete this assignment effectively. So don't do it to yourself. Don't think you're going to read 10 articles and write a whole research proposal. It's not going to happen. Yeah, and we'll get to Appendix D. We'll talk about that. You'll have a midterm and a final exam in this course. Your midterm will be everything you've learned up to that point in the semester. It'll be a combination of multiple choice and short answer. Your final exam is cumulative. So it'll assess knowledge that encompasses all of the information presented over the course of the semester. And it'll also be a combination of multiple choice and short answer. Late assignments. Your assignments are due on the day that they're due. Each day that your assignment is late, you lose a letter grade. So, and that means if class is over at 4 o'clock, if you submit something at 5 o'clock, that's the next day, right? So if something is worth 20 points and you turn it in at 6:30 on the day that it's due, you start at a 17.5. So if you do everything perfectly, the best grade that you could get is a 17.5. So, that's something for you to consider when you are something for you to consider when thinking about if you need to turn something in late. Academic honesty, don't cheat. The end. You went over the plagiarism, don't plagiarize. You think I won't find out? I probably will. So, or I might not, but this is a work of integrity. So if you don't have integrity in your work, then we have bigger problems. Then you learn the material. Okay, course outline. So you'll see that your plagiarism quiz is due today. Next week, your city training certificate is due. So that is the certificate for like research you have to go through. So you have to do that between this class and next class. Katie will go over the city training link with you about how to find the city training link and sign in and do all that. If you did it already for stats, that's fine. Just print the certificate and turn it in. You should also come ready to discuss your research interests and questions that you want to address, because we're diving literally right in. We're starting dead into causality and validity next week and developing a research question. So have already in your mind what it is that you want to do, or at least like the concept. It doesn't have to be the question, but like the area that you're interested in, so we can start working on that. The readings are all listed. So on the 24th, we do not have class. There's a campus retreat like a campus-wide retreat, and they canceled all the classes. This is great and not great because originally I had planned to like have a spring break built into the course, because I know second years have a really tough spring, especially early in the semester because CQEs are due. But since this thing is now on the 24th and cancels class, like I can't cancel class again and get through all the material. So there's that. So 24th we have no class. Notice that on Valentine's Day, because I love research, your article, critique, bibliography, research question outline is due. So that is 5 weeks from now, basically 5 or 6 weeks from now, that this is due. So please, please, please start reading so you can start critiquing these articles. Your midterm is on the 28th, and your first homework assignment is also due then. I'm sorry, that's not what I planned. I planned for you guys not to have class on the 21st because that's the week CQEs are due, but when they put in that retreat, it like messed up my intended schedule. So the only thing I could think to do that was a little bit painless as possible, is to not have something due that week. And so we're going to go over ANOVA and factorial ANOVA, but that's the best I could do, sorry. So on the 28th, your midterm exam will be basically on everything up through ANOVA. And your homework 1 will be due on the 28th as well. So you'll have the whole class period take your exam. So yeah. Homework 2 is due on March 14th. And then your homework 3 is due on March 21st. And you guys will do presentations on the 28th of March and April 4th. So there are 18 of you in the class, at least today. And so everybody will do their presentation on those 2 days. On April 11th, your final exam will be then, and then your research proposal is due on that Friday, the 13th, by 6 p.m. So that's the course schedule for now. Again, things can change. If the way the class is going, I see things need to be moved around or deleted or whatever, I mean, I'm willing to do that. I just want to make sure you guys get all the information that you possibly can, because you guys only get 3 classes. You get a stats class, research methods 1, and research methods 2, and that's it. And that's it. Like, there's nothing else after that for your dissertation. So trying to get you guys as much information as I can in the 15 short weeks that we have together. So that was the course outline page. So after the course outline, you'll see the course readings, all of the whatchamacallums, the reference list for those. The plagiarism assignment, here is Appendix A. It should take you about an hour to complete. So that means around 2 is when y'all will start this assignment and turn in your thing by the end of the class. Appendix B, here's the rubric for your research proposal and article critique. So you have to develop your research question. Again, like I said, outline for the intro and lit review, and then critique 10 articles. And then the grade, as you see, the significant most part, obviously, is the actual article critiques. So the critique will include a summary of the literature for that article, the purpose of the study, the description of the sample, methods used to collect data, instruments used. You don't have to get the psychometrics, just what the instruments are that they used, the method of data analysis, what they found, the summary of their discussion, and then critique the study, which we'll talk more about, like what that means as the semester goes on. And then your presentation rubric is Appendix C. You'll see here what's supposed to be in your presentation. And then your research proposal, Appendix D, is here. So this is pretty much the syllabus. You might feel overwhelmed right now, but don't be. The class is a lot of work, but it's just one of those classes that require a lot of attention. They require a lot of practice. It's not a class where you can just kind of like come wing it. It's not a wing it type of class. So please, please, please spend time on it. Form study groups to talk about the readings, whether it be every Friday y'all go to a coffee house or whatever and talk about the readings for Wednesday or whatever. Read and talk to each other. There's no way to really cheat. Even on the homework assignments. Like, I'm not going to tell you how to copy each other, but I don't see why you wouldn't work together. If you copy someone, you'll be in trouble. I know that, because when you have the final exam, you won't know how to interpret something if you copied. So I suggest you work together, but you don't copy, because that won't help you in the future. The homework assignments are for practice. It's not like I'm trying to like test you. It's not a test or a quiz. The purpose is to help you practice so you can understand what it is what we're doing in class when we're learning these different models and methods for research. Yeah. So when I come back next week, I expect that you would have gone over this again and formulate any questions you guys might have, so that when I come in, I'm not going over this again. I'm just going to ask for questions. That's it. So we're going to do introductions. I'm going to go over my expectations for the class as far as classroom decorum and how we engage each other over the course of the semester. But that's it. And then we're going to dive into the lecture on causality and validity. Like, that's it. So please, please, please go through the syllabus, formulate any questions that you might have, so we can go ahead and knock those out when we start class next week. All right, so Katie, I'm sending it back to you. You guys have a good rest of class, and I will see you when I get back.